Guess I'm live here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in downtown Cleveland, the thriving metropolis that it is. And it's been a long time since I've driven in rush hour traffic. And the funny thing is in Phoenix, rush hour traffic every single day was a nightmare. It was bumper to bumper, no matter the day, no matter the weather. But here in Cleveland, it's changed a lot. People here, it rains and people, the commonality between here and Phoenix is in Phoenix, if we got any rain, on the rare occasion we got rain, people would just fucking freak out because the roads are wet. And there'd be accidents all over the place. Got a big hole I'm gonna drop right into. Oh gosh, Lord. Ugh. And so people would freak out there because it doesn't rain that much and people wouldn't know what to. But it seems like that's what's happened here in Cleveland. It used to be different. I got a police officer shadowing me here. So I'm going to have to mind my P's and Q's, even though somebody just jaywalked in front of me. Somebody walked right across East 9th, not at the crosswalk. And this is interesting. I guess I'm going to have to move over. And there was a big accident on 71 North. And some guy, it looks like he just went right into the guardrail, went over the guardrail. I don't even know where the lanes are here. I can't tell. The rain is so freaking bad here. They don't have the roads marked. There's the ossifer next to him, if you can see him. That's one of Cleveland's finest. Yeah, I don't want one of Cleveland's finest to know I'm broadcasting live, and now he's behind me. No, he's turning right. He's going to turn right onto, this is Carnegie, Boulevard. He's turning right into Boulevard. He sees me live streaming and can pull me over for distracted driving. I don't want to go through that right now. But yeah, it's changed a lot, and my wife and I were talking about it, that, I'm Gen X. We're thinking this might be Gen Z. The Gen Z people don't like to drive to begin with. We've got neighbors who have Gen Z, and they don't like to drive. The father was telling me that his kid is like 21 years old and he doesn't want to learn to drive. He has no desire to drive, and he said a lot of the kids his age are like that. So I think a lot of these guys that are Gen Z get in the rain and they freak out. I've seen so many people do dangerous things here on the freeway. It's a real dangerous thing. Mostly younger, upwardly mobile types. And like this guy just went through a red light. People here have no regard for the traffic signals anymore. Just like in Arizona, it's just, I guess it's just a national thing. People just don't have any regard for a red light. They just think they don't have to abide by it. But I wanted to get out of traffic there before I started my diatribe about social media. I'm back on the freeway here. But I've begun a purge of my social media apps. Like about 6 months ago, I joined TikTok for the first time. Had never been on it, and then they went through the whole thing where the government was going to ban TikTok, and I think they shut it down for like two minutes. And then I think what happened is, this is just my suspicion, is that the United States government took over TikTok. The CIA or something controlled it. It's no longer, like the version you see here in America is owned and operated by some shadowy part of the government. It's not owned by China. They were worried about China spying on us. I guess China's learning a lot from people posting pictures of their kittens playing with balls of yarn and hoe bags, shaking their booty in the camera. But I've started to delete everything. I'm not going to delete my account on TikTok, but it doesn't really service or provide me anything real. It's like I've got 1 or 2 videos that's gotten about 1,000 views, but everything else is like in that jail of 200-300 views. But I think social media is killing this country. It's killing the world. There's some positive aspects to it, like I've gotten to know some people from other parts of the world, especially you guys in the UK, that I've gotten to talk to. That's really cool. Some people I've talked to from India and all parts of the world. I've talked to people from France and Australia and India and Pakistan. That's really cool. But otherwise, I sit there, like last night my wife went to bed, and I usually watch a TV show called First 48, where they solve murder mysteries and stuff like that. Real murders, like mostly in Oklahoma. Boy, if you want to avoid a city that seems to be filled with murders, I would avoid Tulsa, Oklahoma. It seems like a shithole of a town. I actually was in Tulsa once when I was driving to Arizona. My Honda Civic was making some weird sounds, so I found a Honda dealer. I don't know how I found it, because back then there was the internet, but I didn't have a navigational system. I must have just called 911, I called 411, looking for a Honda dealer, and the guy looked at my car and said, "There's nothing wrong with your car, you're fine to get to Arizona." But I don't remember anything about Tulsa other than stopping at a Honda dealership. And social media, I'm sitting on the couch last night, and I'm just death scrolling through TikTok, just ridiculous videos, a baseball player striking out, or a football player getting hit, a savage hit, or a cat is talking to a Doberman Pinscher, and they're cuddling in bed. It's like, what am I doing? And I eventually snapped out of it. You got to pull yourself out of it. And then I closed down the app and I went to bed. It's just a waste of time, and I think they call it TikTok because it's slowly TikTok, taking 1 second of your life away each time you log into that thing. It's just ruining your life, just annihilating your life. And I'm not really into it. I hate Facebook. I go onto Facebook once in a blue moon now. There's nothing worth looking at on there. And I post stuff on there. I have like 300, quote, friends, unquote. But of those 300 friends, only like 10 ever look at my posts or ever comment or like them or anything. And it's become, in the old days, it was like a popularity contest. I would get really upset. When Facebook first came on, I'd get really upset if people didn't respond to something I posted, and it was really upsetting. Now I just don't care. There's more important things in life to worry about than Facebook and TikTok. I'll keep my YouTube because I live stream from it. And make a quick comment here about the roads in Cleveland. I don't understand this town. This city has been around for like 225 years or something like that. I don't know how long it's been. It's been around for a while. And they can't seem to figure out a way to create lines on the highway so you can see them in the winter and in the rain. Like right now, the roads are soaked with rain. And you can barely see the dash lines that break up the lanes. This town has never figured out a way to combat the heat and the cold, the extreme temperature variations. They've never figured that out. But anyway, I don't know if it's just getting older. It just seems like this is a waste of time, this whole social media thing. And the guy in front of me in the Toyota just threw something out of his car window. We saw that on the way up here. Lady just tossed a whole cup of coffee out the window. She was done with it, so she just tossed it out the window. People around here do that a lot, but I think that's nationwide. People are just idiots. But I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand social media anymore. I'm really tired. I'm tired of wrestling with the algorithm on YouTube. They've altered everything on YouTube again. Things have changed on there. Now when you try to minimize the video and get out of it, they add one extra step where you have to X out of the video. Like if you're watching it on your phone and you're trying to minimize it, you can get out of the video. If you want to stop it, you have to hit an X. It's just really weird. They want to keep you locked into their platform as much as possible. That's how they make all their money. Like my thought with YouTube is if they really want me to be a yes man and they want me to be Mr. Corporate and do everything by the book and they want me to talk about things that are approved, then pay me. Show me the money, guys. I'll shut my mouth and I'll kiss your boots as long as you want. But if you're just going to treat me like a bitch, forget it. And you don't pay me enough money. This is the way I was in the corporate world. You sit there and you pay me $12.50 an hour to sit there and let customers ream me up the backside, and you tell me I've got to take it and I can't hang up on them. Well, fuck you. That's the way I feel about YouTube. They do nothing. I don't know what's going on with them, but you know, if you've got a truth channel on here, like I do, you talk the truth. And here's the guy that went over the guardrail. They've still got cops over there. They just took the guy to the hospital about 15 minutes ago. This guy completely went over the guardrail. I don't know how he did it right here in this area. Boom. Yeah, he was driving an SUV. Guy's in bad shape too. And I just don't, you know. I think my content's pretty strong. I've come a long way from over 19 years, but really, technically, the channel's only been in operation for 10. But, you know, I don't know what, I'm trying, I've never made content that is for a particular audience. I don't sit down and say, what will people like, until I start doing the call center stuff, and I think about what will all of you want to watch. But it has to be interesting to me as well. See, this guy sideswipes me. As he merges without looking, brilliant. I love watching people that merge in traffic without looking over their shoulder and seeing if maybe there's a car in the lane. I don't know. Maybe I should think that way. I don't think people, especially, I'm going to be sexist here, especially women, I don't think women have any respect for machinery. And that's not a sexual euphemism. That's literally like women get in a car, I don't think they have any understanding or respect for the machinery that's underneath them. And women just drive like they have no comprehension of how dangerous a car really is. A lot of guys do, but I think guys have more respect and understanding of the mechanics of a car and its limitations. I don't think women have any clue. I think some guys are pretty bad about it too. Some guys. We were driving once with somebody out in Los Angeles, and he had already had 4 or 5 beers, and he's zipping around in traffic like there's no tomorrow. And it was kind of scary because he was making all these really dangerous maneuvers. You know, the sidewalls of your tire are not high-performance sidewalls like an Indy car. So they're not built to make drastic and sudden changes. They're built for traditional suburbanite driving. you make one wrong turn and that tire gets too much pressure on the sidewalls, you'll blow a tire and roll the car. Your average person doesn't think about that stuff, and I don't think women do. I definitely don't think women have any comprehension of what they're doing, because I see so many women make daring and bold moves in their cars. They seem to want to zoom up to stop signs like, you know, it's some type of video game, and they're just going to blow through the stop sign if nobody's coming. This is my observation. I think men are more mechanically inclined. What is this guy flash his lights for? I'm not doing anything. I'm not moving. I don't have my signal on. Just move. I'm gonna flash my lights. My Chevy Cruze. And but anyway, social media. You know, I don't see the point to it anymore. And especially Facebook, I've always gotten this feeling that the people who truly know me on Facebook, people I went to high school and elementary school with and college, they're the last people to, if at all, ever comment on anything I do. And I don't know if it's jealousy or they just don't care. You know, it's the weirdest thing. I think other artists, I used to be a jealous artist. I'm not anymore. You know, I used to see somebody's work and go, oh my God, I wish I could have created that. Oh my God, they're selling stuff. Like my friend Greg, he just had a showing at 70th Street Gallery, and he sold every piece. He had sold 20 pieces. 10 years ago, I've been like, oh, how dare he sell those work? I'm like, that's cool. If you can clear out, you can sell every piece at a gallery showing. That's crazy. But he's got some interesting work. I can see why. I mean, it's not traditional artwork. It's very non-traditional, abstract, and I think that's the thing. I think you can create something that people can't identify with, but it draws them in. You know, if you're just trying paintings of roses in a vase, most people are like, oh, they've seen that 1,000 times. But when you see something that's abstract, people want to buy it because they can't associate it with anything else. You know, it's like music. But anyway, I think a lot of people on Facebook are jealous. I think they get jealous if your life is improving. I really do. I think, especially people that you went to high school with. There's a girl I went to high school with that was very popular, very attractive woman, and she's always been very nice to me. We went out once or twice, and she moved to Florida, and it's like she posts all these beautiful pictures of her laying on the beach and stuff, and nobody comments on it. Nobody gives her a like or anything. It's probably because they're all jealous that she got to live in Florida. Well, get up off your white ass and move to Florida, just like she did. Do it. It's not that hard. It's really no. Well, 20 years ago it wasn't hard. Now it's very expensive. But don't be jealous. I'm sure there's people jealous of her because she was one of the popular people, and she was one of the ones that all the guys were crazy about. I was madly in love with her in 6th grade. But thank God I didn't get to fall in love with her, because I didn't know my ass from a porcupine in 6th grade. I don't even know if I know my ass from a porcupine now. But social media is weird. It's just a weird thing. I think it's rotting people's brains. It's making people depressed, and this is nothing new. This has been discussed on the internet ad infinitum. It's more than apparent that the internet is really a toxic place. And it started off to be really cool and kind of fun, and it's turned into this cesspool of regret and FOMO and jealousy and just crazy shit. And I hope it dies out. I don't think it will. I think ChatGPT is going to take the place of Google. I never go on Google anymore. I rarely use Google. I'm always on ChatGPT. And the only difference is I pay for ChatGPT. I had started to pay for a bunch of different AI apps, but I'm canceling all my subscriptions because they all kind of overlap. They all kind of do the same thing. And I started to use CapCut for a lot of stuff. I'm considering just getting rid of all of my Adobe products because I don't use them anymore. I rarely use Premiere Pro to edit video because I haven't made a decent video. I just made a small. Sorry, I gotta pick my nose here for a second. Got a big crusty one in there. Oh, there's the police. Hello, police. I'm doing the speed limit. Police are out in force today all over town. But anyway, I use CapCut. I love CapCut. This thing is amazing software. And Adobe, I'm spending I don't know how much I'm spending, $60 a month or something on this junky software. I'm paying for InDesign, Illustrator. I haven't used InDesign or Illustrator in years. Why I'm paying for it, I hang on to it. They go, maybe one day I'll need to make a vector design. No, I don't think so. And Premiere Pro software is just really buggy. It always crashes. And I've got an M1 processor on my Mac. I've got an M4 processor on my MacBook, and it still crashes. It's like, I can't handle what you're doing. I can't handle it. But I can't stand social media anymore, and it's just, I go into TikTok and you kind of get addicted to the dopamine hit and the adrenaline hit if somebody likes your video and they follow you, but so what? It doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't do anything for you. It just basically is a waste of time. So what I had done is I had said to some of you yesterday is I revamped my YouTube page to get rid of a lot of my videos, because I had 1,400 videos on YouTube that I created over 20 years, and it's most of them don't get any views. I'd say 3/4 of them were just dogs. So I hid 3/4 of my videos because nobody was watching them. And so now I've only got 350 videos that are visible. And of course, there's a truck parked in the middle of a road. Why not? Because no one's figured out another way to do it, I guess. Good nature, make the world greener, it says in the truck. It's one of these guys that spray the poison all over people's yards. We have somebody that comes out and do that. Our yard looks nice, but it reeks of horrible chemicals. It's probably giving us cancer as we speak. But my YouTube channel is going to be different. I'm trying to change the thumbnails. I'm trying to make it more, to streamline it, to make it more about the corporate world and YouTube. I'm sorry, about call centers. And then I think I'm going to move all of my music videos over to my Skating Bear Studios channel, because most of my music videos don't get any views anyway. But I think they're nice little productions. I'm proud of my music videos. And I'm focusing more on some things here. I've got a couple of art shows this summer. So I'm going to be in a couple art festivals showing my photography. So I'm going to be spending a lot of the time between now and July getting my work together, getting prints made to display, put them on display. And so, I don't know. My hopes and aspirations of becoming wealthy on YouTube are slim to none. And I'll tell you, I'm making a video right now to show you all of my stats over the last 20 years and how much money I've actually made. I've got 2 million views in this channel, 2 million. You think that would amount to lots of money, and it doesn't. And there's lots of people on YouTube, I think they're plants and they're ringers that are put out there by YouTube itself, that tell you it's never too late, young man, to make $100,000 a year on YouTube. Yay! And so everybody out there gets their iPhone and they get a lamp and they put a microphone up and they think because they can pick their nose like I did in front of the camera that millions of people are going to watch them, and it's just not true. And I'm going to show you the numbers to prove it. And I think I've created some pretty solid content here. No, I'm not Casey Neesant or, Joe Rogan. Hey, Joe Rogan. Here's an interview with Joe Rogan. So, dude, so you think like there are aliens in your ass? Yes, there are aliens in my ass. They probed me and then they laid eggs in my butthole. And now there's aliens in my ass. Joe Rogan's response. So, like, dude, like, so what makes you think they're growing in your ass? Like, are they feeding off of your fecal material? Yes, they feed off my fecal material, Joe. Wow, man. Dude, what do you think of ivermectin, Like, this guy, I don't understand the appeal of Joe Rogan. I just don't get it. I try to watch him, but it's almost like he's like on a heavy dosage of Prozac, man. And he just kind of sits there and, like, have you ever seen his comedy routine? Like, when he was a comedian? This guy is not funny. And somehow he got popular on this podcast vlog thing, and this guy is just like, dude, like, okay, so you think there's Bigfoot in your attic? Like, I don't know, I thought about Bigfoot, I kind of thought about Bigfoot. Maybe I should go down to the hills of West Virginia or Southeast Ohio and, take a couple of weeks off and hang around, smoke cigars, and look for Bigfoot. I mean, that's his entire shtick. Like, do you think Dr. Fauci was really behind it, man? I don't know, man. I don't get Joe Rogan. And you can only take so much of Casey Neesant or Rubber Stamp or whatever his name is. I mean, the dude just, when I used to watch him, all he talked, it was all technological stuff. Well, hey man, here's the new Sony camera, man, while I'm on my skateboard in downtown New York. Wow, I'm zipping all over town, and everybody watches it because they're brain dead zombies. Like, for sure. I don't know. There's a guy in this house over here that's got a giant werewolf, like 7-foot tall werewolf, and he keeps it there in his yard all the time. I don't know if he's trying to scare away, thugs or something. There are no thugs in these parts. I don't know. Why take the damn werewolf down? But who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? So you're gonna see some changes on this channel. I'm gonna focus. What I publish on here is strictly gonna be corporate, anti-corporate, call center shit. Then Skating Bear Studios is going to have my music and creative stuff. And then I've got the Midnight Mutant Theater, which is strictly Zontarski reviewing movies. My new movie is going to be, this Friday, it's going to be Killers from Outer Space. I think is the name of the movie, from like 1953. With Peter Graves from the original Mission Impossible. It's a real piece of work, so I'm going to be doing that. And I just do this for the fun of it. I'm not doing this because I have no illusions or delusions that I'm going to ever make serious money off of this. So, people say, don't give up, man. You're just one video away, one thumbnail away from making it big, Pete. No, it's not going to happen. The system's rigged. It's slanted. They've got people in there that make the money for them. And you can't be a truther and make money on this platform. I consider myself a truther, and I know that's been bastardized, that label. But I don't know, man. So I'm just doing this for fun. If you like what I do, give me the thumbs up, comment, let me know what you want to see. I try to get to all your comments. I get lots of comments, and I don't always get to respond to everybody. But if you have some ideas, you can email me at skatingbearstudios@gmail.com. Some people email me in there, but I don't like Gmail, because the minute you open up the Gmail, read somebody's email, the email drops down to like an open area where it goes into all the emails I've opened, and then I go back and try to find it. It's like a nightmare trying to find anything once it's open. Yeah, she's texting and turning, left-hand turn onto a road, and she almost clipped the front of my car. Welcome to Gen Z, or whatever the hell they are. All right, guys, I'm gonna log off here, and I will talk to you all soon. Hope you have a good day. Bye. Boom.